How did the minister go about it? What type of deal was made? And is Soldier Beach getting the turnover tax exemption as heard elsewhere? And is that part of the deal? Let me try it without this. The funding for Soul Beach has been carefully allocated, and I want to ensure that there's no confusion through you, Madam Chair Lady, about how this was done. Let me break it down clearly once again. $500,000 was allocated from the unused funds in the 2024 budget. This allocation was explicitly identified and accounted for in the budget, and additionally, a portion was paid for through outstanding concession fees of the Port of St. Martin. That's $500,000 minus $200,000, 2024. Up to $200,000 or less may come from the 2025 budget under the festival category. I say or less because I've already mentioned that 2 anchor businesses has verbally committed to supporting the event, which could reduce the need for government funding for 2025. Regarding the tax exemption, let me clarify. The tax exemption was a benefit Soul Beach received when hosted in Aruba. While the possibility of a TOT tax exemption was initially discussed, it was ultimately removed from the contractual agreement. This exemption was not subsequently granted to the promoter. So to be absolutely clear, $500,000 was from the unused funds in 2024, as well as outstanding concession fees owed by the port, and no more than $200,000, likely less, will come from the 2025 budget, festival budgets. Why are we investing so much into Soul Beach over our own product? MP is not seeing the same kind of investment in Carnival, as they are not comparable. First of all, whichever event is organized on St. Martin and brings benefits to our island and the people is our own product. I want to make it abundantly clear to the MP through you, Madam Chair Lady, that I never said we are not investing in Carnival. Matter of fact, in the first round, I said that I'm busy working with an MOU with Carnival. I mentioned it for the record. It's not one or the other, it's both. Carnival is not just another event for me. It's a foundation of who we are as a people. In fact, during my time in Parliament, I was one of the very few members of Parliament who stood up for Carnival when the same members of Parliament that the Honourable MP party represents wanted to shut it down. Also, the event policy, some of them, not all of them. Also, the event policy by the former Minister of Justice under the same party negatively affected Carnival, which the SCDF has explicitly expressed repeatedly. Matter of fact, that was one of the many reasons that led to me getting relieved of my duty as President of Parliament, because I sided with the SCDF and didn't approve of the manner in which the then coalition literally wanted to yank the rug on the SCDF. Let's get that straight. Carnival is dear to my heart, and I understand its profound importance in embracing and protecting our culture and heritage, an integral part of our orange economy. I have always been and will continue to be a staunch advocate for our Carnival. It is not just an event, it is a celebration of our identity, a showcase of our creativity, and a vital economic driver for our island. That is why I'm actively working on a memorandum of understanding that will secure Carnival's future and ensure it gets the structured support it deserves. At this time, let me explain why we are investing in events like Soul Beach. It's not about choosing one over the other. It's about creating a balance. Soul Beach attracts a different demographic, bringing in visitors from significant spending power and boosting our local economy. It complements our efforts, not competes with them. However, let me emphasize this. Carnival will always be a priority for me. My commitment to Carnival stems from a deep appreciation for its role in its preserving our heritage and its undeniable impact on our community and economy. So when it comes to protecting and promoting Carnival, I always stand firm. This is about honoring who we are and ensuring that our cultural and economic legacy is preserved for the generations to come. Next question, posed by MP York. If it is true that Soul Beach is getting a TOT exemption, why are local promoters also getting TOT exemptions in a creative manner? Local promoters can then be able to obtain those A-list artists and put a bigger show and put St. Martin on the map and bring more to the economy and also give our people things to do. This question should have been directed to the Minister of Finance as it pertains to tax exemption. But based on my discussion with the Minister of Finance, no local promoter has requested an exemption during our tenure. What are the Minister's initiatives for local promoters, giving them a bit more power to do their craft to the best of their abilities? At this moment, there's nothing specific in place. But as a former promoter myself, I believe tax exemption should be something to consider, especially during Carnival. It is not easy for promoters to secure sponsorship and cover all the related expenses for events, particularly during the time when sponsorship opportunities are stretched thin. Moving forward, this is an area that deserves attention and discussion to better support local promoters. Gambling affliction. It was inquired if the ministers were open to exploring different ways of taxation for lottery booths owners and casino license owners to bring more funds to the coffers. Since MP Peterson suggested this via the PM, what is the coalition stance on closing the casinos? Any of these three ministers of the coalition can answer. Tiat, Minister of Finance, and myself. The issue of gambling addiction is a serious concern, and addressing it requires a balanced approach. While gambling establishments like casinos contribute significantly to our economy through employment, tourism, and revenue generation, we cannot ignore the social impact that they may pose, including addiction and its broader impact on families. MP Peterson has his right to express his perspective on shutting down casinos, and his views deserve respect. However, the reality is that such a decision must be approached with caution, and it could have a significant economic implication. Thousands of jobs are tied up in casino industries, and also a drastic change can lead to widespread job losses and affect many families. It is essential to weigh the social concern against the potential economic impact and find a balanced solution that considers a well-being for both individuals and the broader economy.
Are you SXV insured? Do you have a valid medical insurance status? SXV is cardless. Request your My SXV account today and enter the virtual office of SXV. Go to sxv.sx and sign up now.
SXV, yeah. Your social and health insurances.
It's time for a new brand that is as bold, vibrant, and colorful as the island of St. Martin, with colors drawn from our diversity, cultural heritage, and nature. Our breathtaking beaches, waters, and sun, the majestic brown pelican, our national symbol, the radiant yellow sage, or national flower, the historic border monument signifying the Dutch and French sides, our exciting cruise, yachting, and boating ports, renowned Maho Beach and St. Martin Airport, the hub to the Caribbean. All these parts come together to create the shape of the island of St. Martin. More than a logo. It's a new brand that engages, excites, and will inspire travelers to book. It's time to tell the St. Martin story, to reintroduce travelers to St. Martin, to honor our past, to embrace our present, and shape our future. Our culture and diversity, Dutch and French sides, unrivaled cuisine, twice the nightlife, entertainment, and shopping, cruises, boating, and yachting, twice the adventure, exploration, and relaxation, splendid and scenic accommodations, Pinel, Tentamar, and island hopping in the Caribbean. Whatever your taste, St. Martin has more. Experience twice the Caribbean. St. Martin.
By MP Otley. MP saw an article whereby work permits were to be signed for about 300 workers to boost the St. Martin Medical Center. What is the update of such? MP requested Minister to follow up. According to our records, there have been no employment permits issued, nor requested in the amount of 300. However, MP, as it pertains to the main contractor and developer of the General Hospital, a total of 48 permits, including renewals, have been issued between 2022 and 2024. Next, I will proceed with the questions of MP Irian. What is the estimated OZR amount for the next 6 months? The projected costs for OZR in the coming 6 months, based on the current trend, is just over 30 million. Following question. Is there any backlog in payments to the therapist? MP urged the Minister to confirm the amount with SZV. Yes, there is a backlog of payments to healthcare providers. The outstanding amount for all healthcare providers, OZR, as per September 30th, 2024, is currently, at that time, to the amount of 24 million guilders, of which 415,000 is related to physical therapists. Why is the OZR increasing every year? The OZR increases yearly due to rising healthcare costs, an aging population, and a growing number of people with chronic illnesses. What type of illnesses are plaguing St. Martin? Cardiovascular diseases and cancer are among the top. Those were the questions for MP Irian. I will now proceed to the questions for MP York. What is the Minister's plan, short-term, mid-term, long-term, to address the unemployment rate on St. Martin, namely the unemployment rate among genders? I share the concern of the MP as it pertains to addressing unemployment. Actually, as Minister, I am focusing on solving the overall unemployment issue on St. Martin. This includes the unemployment of all vulnerable groups. Prior to me taking office, my cabinet and I discussed an initial plan of approach towards stimulating the general labor market. However, as I have not finalized my introduction meetings and discussions with all relevant stakeholders on this matter, it would be premature and irresponsible of me to present a plan at this time. Following question: what is the priority level for addressing the loopholes and issues in the labor market and labor laws that Minister identified in the recent weeks? Similarly, as indicated in the previous answer, as Minister, I am focused on solving the overall labor issues on St. Martin. I recognize the disconnect between the current labor laws and policies and the reality that employees and employers face on a daily basis. It is for this reason that I have indicated that one of my priorities is to review and amend the labor law and policies accordingly. My intention still remains to request a meeting with the relevant committee of Parliament to see how we as co-legislators can address these issues. That letter would be forthcoming within the coming weeks.
Madam Chair, honorable members of Parliament, and people of St. Martin, the budget before you represents the foundation upon which this government will execute its vision for our beloved country. It is not just a financial document. It is a roadmap toward stability, resilience, and progress for every citizen of St. Martin. This achievement would not have been possible without the dedication of our hardworking civil servants, to which I am grateful, whose tireless efforts and invaluable input have made this vision a reality. The approach we have taken is conservative yet stabilizing, a necessary stance in these challenging times. As Minister of Finance, I stand firmly behind this approach, recognizing that it balances the immediate needs of our people with the long-term sustainability of our economy. I assure you that this government remains committed to advancing initiatives that will foster economic stability and enhance our revenue streams, even within the constraints of our limited resources. By setting clear priorities and focusing on what truly matters for our nation, we can and will achieve our collective goals. Madam Chair, I humbly call upon honorable members of Parliament to approve this budget. By doing so, you enable us to take decisive steps toward a brighter future for St. Martin, a future built on stability, opportunity, and shared prosperity for all.
social and health insurance is SXM. Your social and health insurance is.
Are you SXV insured? Do you have a valid medical insurance status? SXV is cardless. Request your My SXV account today and enter the virtual office of SXV. Go to sxv.sx and sign up now.
SXM. Yeah. Your social and health insurance is.
St. Martin, listen up. The Civil Registry Department has taken 7 services online. That's right, you can now request a family tree, local address change, migration deregistration, a registration form, requests for existing certificates, transfer your driver's license, and a driver's license declaration, all online. Go to services.stmartingov.org/civil registry and easily complete a request form for the service that you need. You can also pay for the services online using a major credit card or debit card and receive certain final products digitally as well. No traffic jams, no waiting in lines. And if you're on island or off, you now have full digital access to 7 civil registry services at services.stmartingov.org/civil registry. That's services.stmartingov.org/civil registry. For more information, call 542-0652. Now go online and request your service form today.
I would like to thank MP Duran for his attention to this topic. As the ministry, like Parliament, recognizes the need for providing further guidance to school boards related to the admittance of 4-year-olds in the interest, of course, of those youngsters involved and their receiving schools. It's for this reason that the changes in the policy, which have been embedded in the proposed amendment to the law on foundation-based education, will be presented to Parliament, ultimately by March 2025. I want to state first, Madam Chair, that point 2 of the motion mentions require the ministry to implement an admittance test to assess skills, identify strengths and weaknesses, to enable instructors to prepare them for the upcoming grade. I do not have the legal authority to require that type of activity. So I just wanted to state that before giving my position then on the motion. And I'd like to provide a scenario describing 2 hypothetical students that could be affected by this motion. So, with your indulgence. Let's imagine there are 2 students eligible for enrollment in primary education for the upcoming 2025-2026 school year. One student born November 1st, 2021, and the other born April 20th, 2022. As you can imagine, the student born November 1st, 2021 may benefit from enrollment in primary education on November 1st, 2025, in accordance with the motion of the Honorable MP. This student then receives primary education for at least 2 terms within that 2025-2026 academic year. However, with the implementation of the amended legal framework, the student will be able to be enrolled as per August 2025, and therefore would benefit from enrollment for the entire academic year. In the case of the student born April 20th, 2022, Implementation of the motion disadvantages said student when compared to the implementation of the adjusted legal framework, as the student would only be able to be admitted on April 20th, 2026. That, of course, based on the motion, and would have lost the opportunity of being able to have received instruction for the period of January 1st, 2026 to April 20th, 2026, in accordance with the incoming adjusted legal framework. As Minister of ECYS, Madam Chair Lady, through you to the MP, my preference is for the implementation of the adjusted policy, as this would enable the student born December 31st, 2025 to enroll in school as per August 2025 and benefit from enrollment for the entire academic year, while the student born April 20th, 2026 will benefit from enrollment as per January 1st, 2020, when they turn 4, in the year that they turn 4, sorry, and will be able to participate in 2 terms during the academic year as opposed to just the 1, if we rely on simply their birthday. Therefore, in anticipation of the ratification of the law by